Back at Dover, half a lap from the restart. Little discussion down on pit road as to whether Ricky Rudd got his lap back or not. And we check the videotape and say, no.
He did not.
Right there. You see the yellow flag waving right there. Circle it. And there's Jimmy Johnson coming across the start-finish line. Now, if we watch as Jimmy Johnson goes through 1 and 2, as he's in turn 2, you'll see the car of 28, Ricky Rudd, finally passing him. But they've already taken the yellow.
And once you cannot improve your position once you take the yellow flag.
So NASCAR was right on that call.
Ricky Rudd is a lap down in 10th place. 9 cars on the lead lap. Green flag. 71 laps to go. By the way, after his problems, Rusty Wallace is back in 16th place, 1 lap down. Made a couple of pit stops for repairs under that caution. There.
Yeah, Robbie Gordon, I don't know what happened. He just kind of slid up the racetrack there and got his way back down and
got body slammed.
Yeah.
Looks like he's got a tire
going down. Yeah. Right rear going flat, BP.
Looks that way. You see some smoke coming off his car. I don't know if that's where someone has knocked the fender in on the tire or something, but
look at the left rear.
Yeah, the left rear's rubbing the sheet metal. Looks like, doesn't it?
Robbie Gordon, 11th place, 1 lap down. And that was Robbie's radio.
He looks like he's hanging on.
Well, maybe that started a little bit back before we saw it there.
Looks like he has some damage to the left front fender on the car.
Yeah, he does.
Lead lap cars mixed in and among all this. Matt Kenseth in the 17, Craven in the 32, Newman in the 12.
Marty, what's going on with Robbie?
Well, I don't know what this situation is. The left front fender damage we talked about earlier, he got that early in the race. He has said nothing on the radio except to place blame for what happened to him on Kurt Busch's shoulders. But other than that, he said nothing about the car.
Well, see, he just went flying up the racetrack there and nobody was near him. He's got something wrong there.
All right, let's check it out. What happened up in turns 3 and 4 a minute ago?
Now you see Robbie there on the high side. Right, and he just lost it. Kurt Busch wasn't anywhere near him.
And while he was trying to get the car back under control, Kurt Busch did go by and made some contact with him, but he had already gotten the car loose and it slowed down dramatically.
While Jimmy Johnson holds a solid lead up front, I just feel the intensity picking up here a little bit.
Oh, it always does here. This is where everybody's, pretty much out of patience, and, this is where every position counts right now.
Check out the silver car, Sterling Marlin, championship leader, going into the race in New Hampshire a week ago, lost that lead to Mark Martin. He has struggled all day today. He's 2 laps down in 19th place.
But he's 19th. He isn't out of this thing. Before, he was back in 30th. He was struggling, but back in 30th position. We've had cars eliminate themselves, and here he is in 19th.
Jeff Gordon's going to take a big hit today.
But Sterling Marlin is still only 70 points right now out of the championship hunt. So,
man, I am telling you what, Robbie's car is loose.
And he's doing a heck of a job to hang on to it.
Yeah, he is, because he is a handful. How about it, Marty? Any more news on the 31?
Yeah, well, since that, he has come on the radio and said it's way loose. So I don't know if that was caused by anything on the racetrack. I don't think so. They have had trouble with his car all day long, bouncing back and forth between tight and loose. And that damage from earlier did cause some problems. But very loose right now for Robbie Gordon. And it's very easy to tell it, too.
Pretty intense stuff back in the pack, but up front, it continues to be all Jimmy Johnson all the time. 63 laps to go at Dover. The Monster Mile, Dover International Speedway, where round 28 of the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship is playing out before 140,000 sun-drenched fans, and it's playing a tune very much to Jimmy Johnson's liking. Johnson has led 113 of the 343 laps run so far. And he is out in front of Dale Jarrett by 0.6 of a second with 56 laps to go.
All of a sudden, Dale Jarrett in the 88 car has decided to try a different groove and see a different line around the racetrack. Watch Johnson. Now this time he's down in the same tracks as Johnson. Last time he was high in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Yeah, these guys are searching now, BP. They're searching for anything to get a little bit closer. A little bit closer to that 48 car.
Just before the race started, Jimmy Johnson got a pep talk on the radio from his team owner, Rick Hendrick. Here's what went on.
Jimmy, you have a copy, Jimmy. Got you, Rick. You guys have a good day today now. I'm 4 bucks. I'm hungry. I am too, and I'd like to go back over there in that victory lane and get another one of those trophies. Here, you. Now that the more I think about it, I'm starving.
Starving for a win. Well, he's got to last about 55 more laps. And somehow he's got to hold off the 88 car. What are they saying now, Matt?
Well, Benny, in the pit stall right next to the 48, Rick Hendrick is in the 25 pit watching the 48 lead. In fact, with that last caution, he was clapping as Jimmy drove by. Jimmy actually saw him and stuck his hand out the window and gave him the little hang loose sign that the king always gives to people. But right now, his spotter told him the 88 is searching. You keep doing what you're doing. You're running faster, even with him trying to find a better line. So just hold station, buddy.
I think another guy that they got to start worrying about is that 6 car of Mark Martin.
Yeah. Because he gets better the longer they run.
Yeah.
And as I said, we've got 55 laps to go.
And there he is, right there.
There's the gap, first, second, and third. Mark Martin, the championship leader, coming into the race, started back in 32nd place. And he's running third. Let's catch you up on what's happened throughout the race so far here today. Trouble early for Jerry Nadeau and Ward Burton into the inside wall at lap 28. Ryan Newman running second. He went for a loop at lap 55. No harm, no foul there. He continued on. Todd Bodine, John Andretti tangle. Jeff Gordon, one of the championship players, into the wall. Lost 62 laps getting repairs in the garage. He's running 38th now, back on track. Hideo Fukuyama from Japan ran just over half the race before going to the garage. Rusty Wallace started on pole, had some troubles on pit road early, came back up into the top 3. Then just moments ago, a flat right front tire put him into the outside wall at lap 319 and dropped him off of the lead lap. Dale Earnhardt Jr. dominated early, leading 116 laps. Then various drivers like Tony Stewart, Ricky Craven, Dale Jarrett took turns dominating in the middle. But once Jimmy Johnson got to the front just past halfway, he's been just about unstoppable. Johnson leading 120 laps since lap number 204, hoping to feel the noise from the crowd at the Checkers. Drama today here at Dover, NASCAR-wise, whether or not Jimmy Johnson will pick up his 3rd win of the season, and what will the championship standings look like at the end of the day. New second-place runner, speaking of championship, how about championship leader Mark Martin?
Yes, sir, and coming from a long way back to get there.
Here was the pass.
It's on the inside of Dale Jarrett in the backstretch. Jarrett is searching out, trying to get that high line to work for him. He goes up high. Mark keeps that Viagra car on the bottom, goes by him, and that's it. See you later, DJ.
And he's put about 7-8 car lengths on Jarrett since. BP, we've been kind of keeping an eye on his lap times versus Jimmy Johnson's. Kind of swings back and forth.
Yeah, he'll run a lap a little bit quicker than Jimmy, and then Jimmy will run a little bit quicker than Mark. So right now it's a standoff. Marty?
Well, we talked about early, BP is coming through on the racetrack now. Mark's not very good on new tires, but on these old tires, his car really comes to life. We need to give an attaboy to his crew chief, Ben Leslie, for the 2 tire stops earlier in the day. Mark came down pit road, was the only one brave enough to put on 2 tires. They did it. It gained him a lot of track position, but more importantly, got him out of the back of the pack. Jeff Gordon was running with Mark on the track before that. When the caution came out, Gordon took on 4 tires, restarted 19th. 10 laps later, he got into a wreck with Todd Bodine. That's the same pack Mark Martin was running with. Now, did that 2-tire stop get Mark out of that wreck? We'll never know, but it certainly didn't hurt to have him up front because, again, that was the same pack he was running with, and 2 of them got into a wreck.
Ben Leslie, the only guy who's really had the nerve to make the two-tire call today, could be our Autotrader.com move of the race thus far.
That would have my pick.
Got him the track position he needed. He fell back to 13th after the two-tire stop, and then after everybody else put some laps on their tires, started picking his way back up to 10th before they made the next pit stop, and after that, he was on the four-tire sequence with everybody else.
Last time by, he was about 15/100ths of a second quicker than Jimmy Johnson.
Ben Leslie, Mark's crew chief.
And fairly new papa. What, about a month ago, he and his wife Shelley?
Yep.
Had a son.
Is that the cat in the hat sitting next to him? Thought I caught the brim of that little chapeau.
That's him. Jack and all of his Roushketeers.
Yeah. Pretty good day for Jack. Let's see. Mark is running second. Matt Kenseth is fifth. Jeff Burton is sixth. Kurt Busch is seventh.
Pretty good to have all 40 cars in the top 10.
Yep.
A lot of ground up that lap there for Mark. He made a lot of ground up in traffic.
Let's check out our championship leaders, how they fared today. Mark started 32nd. He's currently second. He has led today, collected those bonus points for leading a lap. Marlin not led, struggling, mid-pack. Johnson leading, has led the most laps. That's an extra 5 bonus points.
But unfortunately, Jimmy's got to look in the mirror. Every once in a while, he's got to look in the mirror. And when he does, Wally, he's going to see, there he is, Mark.
Yep. 30 laps to go. Can Mark run Johnson down and pass him for the win? Closing in on the checkers here in Dover. Our final break during green flag action. Set up for the drama of the finish on TNT next.